Hello, hello, and welcome to one of the greats. And we're saying one of the greats, and today we have two of the greats. This is going to be such an amazing experience for all of us here today. And I'm excited because we have the lovely Karine Rouillard and her beautiful husband, Charles Gauvin. So I'm bringing them here because they're the embodiment of love in my dictionary. According to me, that's the energy. I like when I see you together. Every time I see you together, I'm feeling the energy of a sacred union, and I'm feeling the energy of the most epic love story. And I keep on talking about this because that's what I'm building. There's a half that's missing, but I'm still building that. And when I see that in you, it's like it's waking feelings that I'm like, oh my God, it's so there, it's so close. And I love that I get to witness that with you because it's very, very rare. So thank you for being this gift in the world.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Well, thank you for inviting us here.
Yes.
So I always want to start with the destination. Where are we going? Where are you guys going? Because I know that the community here, everyone is one of the greats. We're all one of the greats. But what makes us one of the greats is because we chose that destination. And you guys, I mean, I've seen you unfold destinations after destinations. Things are so moving for you. I want this energy to be shared with our people. So let me know, tell me, where are you going? What's next for both of you?
This is so exciting. We could talk about where we're going for so long, like really. But now, concretely, we're going to Florida.
Yeah,
right now.
And it's happening like in the next few weeks.
I think it's 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not just going on vacation. We bought a house.
Yeah, and we're in the we're in all the steps of financial and inspections and stuff like that. We had those a couple of weeks ago, and then we're moving in and we're signing off the deal on the 5th of October. So it's very soon.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll sign this there. So
we're going to sign all the paper on the 5th, and we're going in the house on the 5th too. So it's pretty much exciting. And it's just it's so much more than just a house.
Yeah,
it's a completely different life that we chose to go get for us, and
it's a life investment. It's not just a home, because we still have
house here,
financial investments or real estate, but that one is more than just a building that we're buying. It's not just a home, it's a completely new life.
It's a new life, it's a new environment, it's a new energy, it's a new vibe, it's a new opportunities too that are just so much open since we decided to go to Florida. It's just
everything's aligned, and like everything is just, life is showing us that this is where we're meant to go.
And honestly, the calling keep expand and grow in the last month, but we were like, and it was an inside feeling, and it was like we're feeling like the big fish in a small little pond, and we need to expand in some ways, and this way for us was to move in another country totally. So we are like so freaking excited.
So we're just starting and you already got me crying. So it's so beautiful. I so love that. And I hope that like everyone listening is allowing, like, don't listen. Live the experience that we get to live with you. It's so powerful. I mean, you're those, like, one of the things that Charles said before the interview, he was like, I love like Ahah moments. I love those moments where like we're transmitting something and people get it, but I think the way you're gonna get it here today is feeling it. So I can feel like, oh my God, like we're going there, and they're like, it's the momentum is going, but it wasn't always like that. like now you got things rolling, but like what sparked that? I'm curious.
The moving to Florida?
Yeah, well, yeah, the unfolding of that momentum. What's at the root of all that? Like, and maybe it's just, I don't know.
Honestly, to be honest, the momentum in our, I don't want to divide any personal and business part. They're all connected.
It's easy in our minds to separate these parts, but
if we are just taking the words at the first like level, our personal life, since we are together, has always been in this fast momentum. We want that, we get that. We want that, we get that. Because we always listen to the calling inside. It was easy. It's just, do we really want it? Yes. Okay, let's make things happen and go on in different like steps of the build the reality
of the process.
Thank you.
We're very aware about, is it easy or is it hard?
How do you want to live it?
Sometimes it's okay that things are hard to obtain something, but there's a difference between something being hard and friction. And we work that way. It's kind of our gauge. Is there any friction? Is it really, really hard and like it's a never-ending thing, or it's easy and it's flowing?
It's being aware of what's happening, how life is teaching us right now. Is it like a wall, and not a wall like, let's see how you climb it, but more a wall like, don't go that way.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's a big difference. And we're very aware and opened up to that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started for us and for our Florida project and vision, because last year we were a lot searching for a new house in Quebec.
Yeah.
The city we live in, like, we don't put our power into the environment, but we know that it can upgrade our power to be in a nice environment. We
don't fit here anymore.
But we don't fit anymore on the South Shore.
Yeah.
And it's kind of more stressful and overcrowded. We kind of started to search for new homes, different areas that we could buy a land or stuff like that and build something new.
And there were a lot of walls, but not those walls that it's just like a test that are you going to climb this one? It was just change the direction, go somewhere else. And
we sent letters, we knocked on doors, we went searching on the internet and in places.
In the beginning, we were like, why? We did everything. We tried everything. Why it's not working? Until we just surrendered. And then
I remember we were in a home. Yeah. We were in our house and I was like going down the stairs and I just told her, like, because when she starts something, she's focused, and that's like,
I want it.
She has an idea. She was like always searching on Centris and Duproprio, and
I was keeping my eyes open every day.
Every day. And in places that you never heard of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we don't
I just wanted
there.
so much to get out of here.
So I just told her, babe, I think we have to surrender. There's too much friction right now for us, because it always has been easy. When we met, we discussed about what we want, and we both wanted a triplex. And then I have a friend that's a real estate agent. I called him and he sold us his triplex. So, it was always so easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, babe, everything's easy.
Now it's not. Yeah.
So let's take a breather and see what life has to offer us.
And I'm happy that he told that to me, because I was so much in it that I could not see all the freaking walls that were building and saying, you're not going that way. We have something bigger for you. I was not seeing it at the moment. And as soon, honestly, Mary, it was freaking it's crazy. As soon as I said, you know what, you're right, I just surrendered to it. In 5 minutes, he just looked at me and said, why don't we go in Florida? I'm like,
for a couple of weeks.
Okay, I'm down for that. It was winter here. I'm like, I'm all for the sun and the warm weather. Go for it. We're going it. And so we started for to search 7 weeks.
For a home or to rent something.
Yeah.
And we went down there for 7 weeks.
7 weeks and started to, okay, ask ourselves, what's the intention here? How do we feel here in the different environment, different weather, different people, different energy? And it was like already home. The first day that we get there, it was like feeling like home. And we were like, okay, that was it. That is something pretty much powerful and interesting. So we tried.
After a week in Florida, we started like visiting communities and just like to see what's the market over there, what's the lifestyle over there, and
what kind of places that we love to live there. And we met an amazing woman, an agent in Florida, that she just guided us through everything. She went with us doing visits and looking at the community, and we just look all the that's funny, we look all the east side all the time, and now we bought on the west side.
Interesting, but it's very different. The vibe is more what we feel is connected to us and what's aligned. But the
universe just did it because we were liking houses. Oh, this one we love it, this one we love it, but we didn't even look at the place, and it was all at the same place, west side. And this is what, like, a bit freaky, because it's like the universe just put all the west house in our mind, and we said, okay, maybe there's something on the west side that we didn't look up when we were in Florida. So we decided to just go that way. Our agent just she took the whole weekend with her husband, and she went to visit the house that we actually bought. And she said, this is amazing, look at that, the community is great, and this is the house that you could have, guys. And she sent us video, and we were like, holy crap.
She actually told us, like, I think this is your house. And
she was telling, can you imagine working from here? I'm like,
we kind of skipped some steps in the whole process, but
we did it all the opposite.
We met that lady, Emily, she's called.
Oh, and we love her so much.
It was kind of an awkward first date, if we could say so.
She was feeling like that.
Karine was looking on the, I think it was on Centris or Century 21 or something, and she found a house that she said, hey babe, look, it's nice. I could like contact the selling agent or an agent, whatever.
And actually she wrote to us.
And she wrote to her. We met at the house, but there was like no house. It was an empty land. So we were like, what the hell? And the agent, Emily, she was like, oh shoot, I didn't know there was no house, because it was not her sale. It was another one.
But we know she was amazing.
We connected. And this is why we say, if there's friction, don't go there. When it's easy, everything's easy, everything flows. We decided in 5 minutes to go to Florida. We found an Airbnb easily. We went down there. We met that lady. We're still in contact. It's with her that we're buying our house right now.
She's a friend now. She's a friend.
She became a friend before. Almost at the same time we became clients.
She just went at the visit and said, I'm so nervous. I feel like it's a first date.
First time we met.
I'm in the first date. I'm like, no agent is nervous. Like she's different. She's special. She has something.
Well, her personality is very clicking with ours. She's not like what we can feel about sometimes real estate agents that like they're money sharks.
But this is pure judgment. Like we feel that way when we talk about an agent. But if you look at the social picture of that, she's totally not an agent. You couldn't know. So
she's very human and loving, and this is what she puts up front with us.
That's why we love her so much.
I mean, we had a chat yesterday with her. It's been a week, I think we didn't spoke to her. We had a lot of questions regarding our situation, and first thing we know, she started crying on the phone on FaceTime because she was overwhelmed with other situations. There's not a lot of agents that does that with clients. You do that with friends.
She really trusts us.
So we made friends before making business contacts over there. And for us, it speaks a lot because we know we're supported. the
Totally.
universe.
Yeah.
Since last winter, we know we really know we're supported. We have kind of proof for
but
that.
we were aware
And-
because before we didn't even like know that kind of we were not aware of the universal supporting us or something. It was not in our vocabulary.
It started
can
when you
say like
started
that.
prophecy.
Yes, when I started prophecy with Rexy, this is where I opened my mind and said, oh, universal, that speak a lot to me. And it's really, we just can't stop speaking, right? But it was special because we experiment the journey, but all the opposite of what is supposed to be in a process of buying a house. Actually, normally you go see the house, you love it, and you do an offer, and then you wait and you're like, if it's ours, then it's going to be accepted. Now we just do the opposite. We put an offer on the house without even been here seeing. We saw the house in pictures and videos, and that's it. And we were like, okay, there's something there, really something. I just almost cried when I saw the video of the pool in the backyard, and I was like, okay, this is bring me so much more peaceful feeling inside. Like I know it's the one. So we put an offer, and after it was like accepted, okay, we have to go see our house. Now it was already ours, and it was so special to enter in the house and said, this is our house. Holy moly guacamole.
And that it's the maybe you saw the reel that she put.
Yes,
of course I did, and I cried again.
And
welcome in my world.
you know, her emotion speaks a lot.
Yeah.
Mine, well, maybe a little bit less. I'm learning more and more, and I'm trying to work on showing them more often. But
it's
her
not
emotion,
true crying that he showed. It's just different for him.
Yeah,
but he was
different for me,
crying in the car before going in the house.
When we left Florida, when we landed in Florida,
he was crying.
For the viewing of the house, I cried because I was like, oh, we're back here and we're going to see our home.
Yeah.
And when we entered the home, I mean, our emotions, they were real, but when you enter a home that you're visiting, you don't really cry. You're more like excited and looking, but we cried because
I was feeling him on the mission. Okay, now I have to see, is the house okay?
Yeah. Me, it was like that masculine part. Is it is everything in order? Because it's not the first home that I see.
I was visiting, going in the walk-in and going in the pool, and it was just like, okay, is this okay?
I was having fun too, but but her emotions, like you see, it speaks because she was like, oh, it's ours. It's like, I don't know, maybe meeting your child, your newborn.
Because it's a
maybe
birth,
kind of the same feeling because it is a birth. It's a birthing. It's the first time we see it.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's us or ours already. It's a different feeling.
It was special.
Yeah.
But I so love everything you just said, because to me, it's all of the embodiment of a sacred union, because there is this, like, everything you've described in the ease of things is, I've seen, like, there's not a sacred union that doesn't go in ease. And I'm thinking that sometimes I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me that like 2 years ago? Like, obviously the friction was so there, and I was like, no, I'll make it work. But now it's like, if I remove the friction, everything will work out. The answers are all within us. And it comes back to, at the beginning, when I said to people, like, feel this, like the feelings that I'm feeling from all, like, I'm feeling the energy from Karine. From yes, I'm like jumping in the house up and down. But to me, it's interesting to say how I feel so much more of the groundedness that you brought, Charles. And that to me is very powerful, because to me, when we hide, well, not hide, but when it's inside, it just feels so much more potent somehow than the exterior. So I'm feeling both of you. I'm like loving both of them, because I'm like, I'm calibrating to this. I love both of them, and I desire for myself both of them, because that sacred union, right, starts with us. Like, you both did it on your own before connecting together.
Exactly.
So I got curious because a part of you said, well, it wasn't always like that, where we realized how supported we were.
Yeah.
How was it before? What was different?
I think we were just not aware of that support. We were supported, but
I was blocking everything because I was in fear. Before, I was like, wanted to control everything, and through like comfort. No, that's not the word I want to use. To reassure. Thank you. To reassure myself through any process, anything. I was trying everything, wanted to control everything, always thinking about it. But that it's not that it's wrong. It's just the way I was feeling inside while I was doing it. That was not okay, in my opinion, because I was still blocking everything. Even if I wanted so bad, I was so much afraid that I was creating the friction, that I was creating the walls. So when I understand that, okay, we want to have a house in Florida, then we started looking, and I was like, we cannot afford a house right now until we sold our past home. And then I kind of, for the first time, really accept the process and just said, okay, I will just take a few look. And if the house still on the market, when we will be ready, then it might be ours. And I was going through that. It was not like, it was a duality, because I wanted some houses. It was so beautiful. But every time I was like, you know what? Sure, it was not our house, because she was still on the market. If it was,
it was still.
Still. I did she and he for everything.
Yeah. She and he's everything that's not supposed to be she and he in English.
In French, it's always like that. So
you know what? We get it.
Yeah.
We love it. Like that's part of like the message is here. It's obvious.
That's
yes, I know,
that.
but you always like say to me, it's not a she. I'm like, oh crap.
There's a big duality between like the benefits of wanting something right now and rip off the immediate benefits and wanting something
and let it like,
you have like to hold yourself back right now, but in the future it's going to be there and it's going to pay off so freaking more than if you reap it right now.
It's coming. Know that pretty, and it takes a lot of phrase.
It takes a lot of self-discipline. She had to self-discipline herself,
because one of my shadow in my human design is impatience. Amazing.
So when she wants something, she wants it now.
Of course.
But my gift,
gratification.
Sometimes not that much. I'm more of a patient person.
My gift is patient. This is pretty much interesting though. Like every time I'm impatient, I know I'm not aligned. I know I'm in my shadow, so I need to bring myself back into the patient mode. And this is what I did for the truly first time. Put it the fear like not aside, like there's no more fear, but more like in the duality, I bring faith up front, and I trust. And I know the house that we want and we need will be on the market when we will be ready. And I worked my ass off for my patience. Oh, that was a hell of a challenge for me, but it just showed me that one, I can do it. And two, like, look, I'm looking at the bigger picture now, and I'm like, okay, this is what it could bring me, because it's so much more than what we thought it was gonna be.
And this is where we see that we're supported. For my part, I mean, Karine does a lot of work on herself through Roxy and through the programs that you guys do together. I listen sometimes, and I'm really open since she jumped into prophecy. I'm really open to that kind of words and that world and that vision. So I try to embody it piece by piece. I'm slower than her. It's okay. But before that,
not slower, it's just a different path.
It's a different path. It's a different rhythm. And
different
I don't
energy too. He's a man, I'm a woman. Different.
Roxy's world is very feminine.
Like
there's the masculine, but I mean, you know. And I'm very kind of more of a masculine, disciplined guy. And
it's not wrong, it's just the intention behind it.
Yeah. And before I started saying things like, oh, the universe supports me, I was like, well, I'm a patient guy and I know that if I invest in something, it will pay off later. So it was more like logical moves that were made through my life. They, when I bought my first home, or when we bought our triplex and our second triplex, or the house, it was like always move that, you know what, babe, we want this and it's going to pay off in the future.
I cannot see that.
Now we're in the future from when we bought the home, so that's why we sold it. And but people mostly will wait very long to make some kind of move. So that's why I opened up and I said, well, you know what? I made logical moves and they can pay off now. They can pay off in the future. But anyway,
I think we just have a different vision of it's going to pay like in the future. Okay, but the future can be tomorrow.
Yeah. And whatever decision I make, it's not necessarily a bad one, even if people tells you, if you do that now, it's bad.
Yeah.
Because now I know that I'm supported through all my decisions. And if I make something wrong, what can I learn? How can I grow? And how can I not repeat what went wrong?
And I will add to that, like there's no decision or nothing you can do or not do that it's wrong or good, because
it's just meant to be.
Yes, because we all have different vision, different opinion, different perception of everything that we want to live, every journey, every process. So it's just, okay, I have the calling to do that. Well, do it. Well, I can't because people don't do that usually. Okay, why? Why not? Why not? This is more the question. I remember that. Why not?
And socially, we try to rationalize everything. I don't know if it's a word in English, rationaliser, but we use the numbers most of the time and say, oh, that's not logical. Well, if you wait another 5, 10, or 25 years before doing that or that, it's going to pay off way more. Okay, but will I still be there? Will I still want to do that over there?
My opinion, the logical is important, but it needs to support your desire, not be in front of your desire.
Yeah, so there's this world of predictability. Sometimes we love that things are predictable. There's some like foundation to it. But then there's also the other part of you that's like, okay, but let's fly and like get a higher perspective and let's create something new. And it's so beautiful because was it always easy for both of you to just, because what I feel from both of you is how it feels effortless for you to create the future, to plan, like the plans. I'm saying the plans, but it's like the unfolding of it is so natural. And what I'm feeling behind it is that undeniable faith. And I guess that's coming from his patience that he's already embodying and your patience that you're already embodying in your different way. So I guess it's coming from that patience, but I'm also seeing this, you seeing whatever new thing is coming. How do you navigate what's going to be next for you? Is it always following the ease? How does it go for you?
Well, first thing, we kind of have the same vision.
Yeah.
Important, right? In the sacred union.
It's important, and
we see ourselves together.
Sure.
That's
where we get
until
married.
The end. That's the first thing. And we envision the same kind of goals or steps or whatever in the future. So I'm not going that way while she wants to go that way. And we don't have to compromise to say, okay, so let's figure something in the middle.
Yeah. Because that's not what we want for a relationship. Like, I know people can have a relationship like that. Someone wants to go that way. I want to go that way.
And let's find the middle.
And find the middle. But we don't want that. So that's why we are together. Because we attract someone like that want to be like us. Because this is what we want in a relationship. And not something we need. This is different.
Yeah. Our path is parallel.
Yeah.
Like, we are together. We're walking in the same way, like, but shoulder to shoulder, not one into another. she doesn't complete me and I don't complete her. She's complete and
Yeah.
I am, and we're together on the same way. And we know,
create together after
yeah, we co-create that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we hear a lot of douce moitié, my half, but we're a complete individual. And it's not true that somebody else will complete us. If that's so, that means there's something missing in you.
I have a story for that, because I felt like that right before our wedding. Ooh, crap. It was like before the wedding, I needed someone because I was not loving myself enough. I was not trusting myself enough. And I was looking for a missing piece somewhere inside of me. But since I didn't find it, I was looking outside of me. So he was really the part that brings me the little missing pieces that I was looking for before the wedding. And through the weeks before, honestly, I was feeling different. And I was not loving it, because for me, it was like if I was loving him less. I was feeling a way that I never felt like towards him. That was like, what's happening? We're gonna get married in like a few weeks, a few days, whatever. And I'm feeling different. What's that? Like, I know I love him. This is not the part that was question. Yeah, that was questioning. And then I clicked. I said, it's not that I love him less. It's because I love him in a healthy way, that now I don't need him, but I desire to be with him, because I complete myself by myself.
Yeah.
And this changed the way I was feeling inside of me. Like, I'm not anxious. I'm not afraid. I'm just,
you're not jealous.
I'm not jealous. I was jealous before, because I was not confident in me. I was not loving myself a lot in the past. So like, this love like totally transformed into I need him, into I want him, I desire him. So I was feeling different, but I didn't know at the time. It was like, I'm just feeling complete by myself, and he's gonna add something in my life too. But I don't need him. So I'm not in insecurity, fear, or like, the intention behind me having him in my life is pure. And this unfolded right before the wedding. But it scares me, because I didn't understand it at that time. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Because when you need someone, need goes straight to your biological needs, to your survival.
Yeah.
So when you're in need of somebody to complete your life, well, you're in danger if you don't have somebody.
There you go.
You're in a survival mode. So your nervous system and everything inside is
activated.
Stressed.
Yeah.
And it goes straight to the language that you use, that if I don't have you, I need you. I'm not gonna survive.
I'm not gonna be
die.
okay.
I'm not gonna be okay. But that's not true. And
this,
that's why it's important. And what we've been through before we met, my divorce, the death of her husband, and the way we worked on our stuff
at the same time,
same time, but not together.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not met her at the time that I was like, well, I just got divorced. I feel like crap.
Alone.
I'm depressed. And she was saying the same thing. I lost my husband. I'm crap. I'm depressed. And then we kind of tried to save each other. That's not the way it worked.
Happened. No.
When it happened, when we met each other, I have worked through my shit. She was working through hers. And what was left of the death of her husband was mostly like the succession,
paperwork,
the paperwork, and the bullying of the family. That I was there for her, to help her. I was kind of not her savior, but a support,
a big support.
And so we met at a point in our life where we were ready to meet each other, because
the vision of a relationship changed for us at that point.
We were a complete individual all together on our side, and we met, and it grew from there.
Yeah.
But I'm curious now. I'm very curious, because the moment that Karine, you shifted into, oh, I love myself, but and he's a bonus that I love having with me. did you, Charles, feel the difference in the relationship and when she made that shift? Did it shift anything for you?
It's I've seen a difference, but not like in the last couple. When she told me that in the last, I think it was
a few weeks before,
I
few
think
months.
what she just told you. I think she told me in our honeymoon.
Yeah, I think so. We didn't have the time really to talk before.
There was so much to do, but I think you told me we were on a honeymoon, and you told me how you felt before, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
But I noticed the difference.
But I was not scared.
No.
I was not scared when I was feeling different. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. What's happening? Mm-hmm. And I questioned myself. And this is why I think it was more like an energy shifting inside of me. So I was not like, oh my God, there's danger. So I think that's why he didn't really feel it, because I was not, oh my God, I was not like that.
Interesting. And because I'm seeing a wedding as often an initiation process. Like you had a wake-up call, like you had a shift to being more of you in that truth.
Yeah.
Did you have this initiation process somehow, or Charles, where there's something that shifted because of it?
He went through a hell of a thing before the wedding, like the month before, I think, or two.
I grew a lot. Yeah, I had a lot of aha moments and a lot of realizations before, and it was not
choice. He did a lot of choice too.
Yeah, and it was not oriented towards her or my feeling for her. It was
no.
Family wise. I have a lot of issues with my mom at the moment, but I made peace with that, but she did not. And so there's always some backlash that comes back at me, like waves coming back, messages, or now my father is into it and stuff like that. But before the wedding, like between April when we got back from Florida and the wedding, even a couple of days before, like there were a lot of issues. Like every couple of days, a message, a phone talk, dinner at restaurant that went bad and stuff like that, misinterpretations of my sayings or my writings and vice versa. And there's some things that
perception are just totally different.
And it's not that I'm right, she's wrong. Probably I said things that she thinks are wrong. Well, I'm guessing so because of the situation, but I had to grow a lot. And I mean, it's kind of wicked when you're 36 years old. I was 35 at the time, and you have to go through mommy issues. But it's not that it's not the kind of people that I want my mommy. It's more like a parent shouldn't do that.
He was healing his feminine, honestly.
A lot, because my mother, she's not feminine at all.
No,
she's
but it's
masculine, and it's that figure.
It's everything, because
of femininity through my life.
His last wife, the one that he's divorced with, and the girlfriend that he had in the middle of the wife and me. He got a lot of issue with those relationships too, and it was the same pattern, the same energy that
repeated itself.
Yes, and it's the same thing with his mother. Yeah. So I'm like, you got a healing things here, but through the feminine, and it's really interesting because the
universe served it to me in a silver platter. Like, okay, now you're gonna get married to the love of your life.
That is totally different from everything.
You won't bring any shit from older patterns. And I got through my divorce and my past in relationships. I got through it and I worked on it. But the main constant was my mother, that it was still there because the pattern was repeating itself. And that's it. The universe just put some issues on the table, like work this shit out. Yeah. And I did. So it's all in the past. And I know that when I got married, even though there was like still stuff that wasn't settled with my mom, I knew that it didn't have the power over me that it used to have in the past since I was a teenager or a kid.
I feel him relief when we were in our honeymoon. I feel like there was a weight that just go away.
And it's not that I don't love my mother.
Oh no,
it's not that. It's just
not about
that,
love.
No,
it's not about love.
It's not about that. It's about the power that her doings, her actions, her words
is a no.
It's a no for me.
Yeah.
And I was
it's not an ease.
Exactly.
No,
not at all.
To be honest, I was scared. I love my mom. I still love her, but I was scared of her, what she would say, what she would do. I was scared to deceive her, even though as a guy, you deceive a lot your mom when you're a kid.
How did you conquer that?
I don't know. I think at some point, because it was all...
don't say you don't know.
Yeah,
this is like...
It's my favorite thing to say. I don't know, but I know because I'm a fucking sacral... So I know, but when I say I don't know, it's just that I don't assume the fact that I know.
Yeah.
So anyways.
There's so many lessons here that are so beautiful. Thank you for sharing all that and being so open and vulnerable. I love it.
Like the reflex question. Oh, I don't know. Fuck it,
But it's the...
Like, spit it out.
And I had the same... My brother asked me the same question because my brother went through the same kind of issues with my mom. He's younger than me, and these issues they've been lasting for the last 5 or 6, 7 years maybe. When he quit his firefighter job in Montreal, and then went kind of on a soul searching path of I don't know what I want to do with my life, and tried different things, and now he's an electrician and
he loves it.
He loves what he does. He's with his wife and he's living his best life right now. But since that moment, he chose not to be a firefighter anymore. My mother, for her, it was like, you're throwing your life away. So since then, every now and then, there's some sayings or actions that are like to my brother, punches in the face. But it's always like to every 2, 3, 4 months.
Sometimes 6
and every
a year.
time he has to confront and heal from that.
But
because
for him, it was the only woman that brings that in her life, not his wife.
His life.
His life, sorry.
But he still haven't healed 100% from these issues with our mother. And he asked me, because since everything started with me, because I was he felt a lot like the black sheep of the family, because he was the one targeted by my mother always. And we didn't see it that way. We thought my brother has issues because that's the way my mother make it us see. But after what happened to me, I related and I spoke to my brother, and he was like, you know what? I'm relieved and I'm happy that it's happening to you. I was like, what? He just said, yeah, because first, I'm not the target, and second, I'm not alone. So
you understand me?
Because he questioned his sanity a lot. So long story short, since it happened like last spring, it's not like a punch in the face every now and then. It was like an automatic gun shot at me every fucking day.
Yeah.
So at some point, you can resist a punch in the face every now and then and heal from it and forget it. But when you get gunned non-stop, you don't forget that. And at some point, it grew so fast and so intense for me.
It reached the limit.
It reached the limit where my body, my soul, my mind just said, screw that. It doesn't affect you anymore.
And I don't think it was like, personally, I don't think it doesn't affect me, but more like, I don't want that to affect me, because I want to respect myself through it. And we are not seeing what a mother and son relationship should be.
No.
So he had to choose himself, and he did it in the past.
Yeah.
So I think it was more easy for him to do it. It was just like
it's the mother
family issue that was just like, you cannot do that if it's your family.
No.
That was rolling in like in her,
because
his thoughts
in my first wedding, I mean,
through the divorce, actually.
through the divorce, that lady, I was kind of, I had low self-confidence, self-esteem was okay, but self-confidence was not. And I was seeing her more like a half of me. And she had so much power over me through the years. So I changed myself to be what she wanted me to be, which is not saying at all to do, by the way. Don't change who you are for someone else. Just be yourself, and the right person will be attracted to you.
Hi.
but no, she's to me, but not to the others. But yeah.
No.
But at some point when I got married with her, I had the magical thought that it will change things, but it didn't. So the hole just got deeper and deeper, and it took like 3 to 4 months after the wedding that I just snapped and said, you know what, screw this shit, I'm done. And at that point, everything that she said and did that worked with me in the past to keep me on the leash didn't work anymore. So every manipulative techniques didn't work because my mind, my body was so like, screw that shit, I'm done, that there's no coming back.
I'm done, and now I choose myself because I sacrificed myself for so long.
Yeah.
And now I just like reach the point, like I feel dead if I don't do anything to change the situation.
And that's the point where we hear a lot about respect your yes and your no's.
Yeah.
Not no's, but your no. and I
daddy joke, that's funny.
Yeah, that's my kind of jokes. But yeah. And since we had our human design charts made, I know that I'm sacral, and when you're sacral, you're not like waving through your answer. You know your fucking answer.
But he was the one waving it.
Because I was not owning my answers. I didn't have the self-confidence to own my yes or to own my no. So I was adapting, and that's why I felt shitty always and not confident.
Yeah. I remember the conversation.
But when it shifts and I accept it, I'm all into my answer, there's nothing to move me there.
Yeah. Now he trusts,
and I trust
his
that
yes and no, and he don't think it's wrong to say no, even if societies tell it's not okay or it's wrong, or so it's just more about respecting your truth, because there's billions of truth in the world.
Yeah.
So we will never have the same one than anybody. His truth is not mine, and vice versa, and with you too. So I think it's just like realizing the fact that we don't have the same vision now, and maybe one day it's gonna work, but now it's a no for me, and I'm not gonna sacrifice myself again for something that is just make me like kind of die from the inside.
Yeah,
because sacrifice, this is what it is for me. A sacrifice, I'm just thinking about the witch or something like that. This is a sacrifice. Yes, come, you're gonna die. So sacrifice is not positive at all.
So we're coming back to just choose yourself. No matter what, you've got the answer, and just choose that. And I love what that you're saying. I love, and all of us here can definitely take away tons from this, but one of the things is that if you're human design, you're a sacral authority, of course there's no such thing as I don't know. You know if it's a yes or a no, but there's a part of you that doesn't want to admit it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. And it takes the time. It takes the time that it has to take to accept it. But once you accept it, you're unmovable.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
And I love that. I'm so hearing this, and I was thinking all of this is about sacred union, and I was thinking of like a past relationship of mine. I could say from day one it was a no inside of me, but when I see people, I see their potential, I see who they are, I see their truth. And so everyone I meet is extraordinary. Yeah. So this person is totally extraordinary. Inside of me, it says no, but I'm seeing the extraordinary person. I'm like, no, it's extraordinary. But then I realized like all this time I knew inside but I wasn't honest with it because I didn't want to lose the extraordinary that I was seeing.
Yeah.
Just like, duh, I'm seeing extraordinary everywhere. It doesn't really matter. And
no is not, even if it's a no, it doesn't take away the extraordinary person that he is.
No.
It's just
exactly.
a no. Yeah.
Exactly. But my mind was like, no, he's extraordinary. I'm like, every single being on the planet, I see them as extraordinary. But I couldn't relate to it until I said, yeah, of course, that's what it says right now. It's a no. Let me believe that no and trust that the ease will come. So there's it's so powerful to just listen to who we are. And I love that I'm discovering that with you as you're listening, both of you, to who you are, but as you're walking these parallel paths. It's so beautiful. So, and now if we want to walk this path with you, where can we connect with you?
We are mostly on Instagram right now, through Sky Crew Pro. This is the name of our business. And reach out in DMs. We are so open to talk. We
have offers right now.
Yeah, we do.
We have a program. We have a boxer offer of one-on-one coaching.
Well, 2-on-1.
Yes, it's always coaching together.
Yeah.
We're always together in the Zooms, in the group Zooms, and the one-on-one Zooms. We're always together.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's because that's us.
Yeah,
this
is the company. We're together in it.
It's part of the image. It's part of us. It's part of our brand. It's part of who Sky Crew is. It's not just her or just me. Even if on Instagram it's mostly her, I'm more in the back end, but
he's working through it.
Yeah. But I just want to say we want more of you.
Yeah, you said it too. I think, honestly, I'm sorry. It's funny because you ask him, and I just saw the time, and I hope it's not too much talking. Okay. You asked him if he was feeling me when I just did this the shifting through, I don't need you, but I desire you. And honestly, I think he's on the path in a healing journey to choose himself. And when he don't choose him, I feel it inside of me, because it's like, if you don't choose him, I cannot choose him. So it brings a different energy in the relationship. Not like I don't love you anymore. It's just the energy is like it's blocking a bit because he don't choose himself. So when he will choose himself enough and completely, I'm pretty sure that he will just jump in on Instagram and just show his pretty perfect face.
And of course, I mean, in everything that we do, we're all unfolding somewhere in our lives. So that's so perfect, and everything is perfect as we are where we are. So it doesn't matter. But I'm curious to know now, because there's this beautiful connection. There's you moving into things. The change is obvious, that the impact you're doing with people, I mean, it's so there. But there's a part of me that's still wanting to know, what's your message to all the souls, all of the greats that are listening to us? So what is that, those things that you're like, I want them to leave with this?
That's a good question.
I'd say listen to your intuition, because that's your best compass.
Yeah.
This is what will lead you to where you want to go, really. Even if logic or other people tell you something, what do you feel inside about it?
Yeah.
Good or wrong? So to put your trust into who you are, into your personal power, I think for me it's very strong, because this is what will get you where you want to be, no matter what.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a great answer. And for me, if I don't go the same way, I think that what truly shifted my life at the point where my life just blew away when my first husband died, what keeps me going forward was the love and faith, love of life that just unfold through love I have for myself. And I deserve to live that way. I deserve to experiment everything I want. So have faith that if you want something truly, you will have it. And have faith that life is supporting you. And we talked about a lot about faith last time we spoke together, and it truly is like, I don't want to say that it saved me, because I truly believe that I saved myself through it. But love and faith through life, through love, through opportunities, through every relationship, through family, through, it's just, if you let that leads you, even if sometimes it's scary, then magical thing will happen and will unfold from all of it.
You see that we have like two different answers that are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Feminine energy, masculine energy.
Ta-da!
What?
I am so loving this. And to be honest, I would never want to press the stop record button.
Yeah.
So I'm in deep, deep, deep gratitude for our moment together. Thank you for being there, both of you, and for being so open, so for being so true and raw. I mean, we don't have enough of that, so I really appreciate that, and I'm so grateful. And I know you'll have tons of comments on this, so it's going to be fun to connect to all of that.
Yes, thank you,
Thanks
Mary.
a lot, Mary.
Those conversations are just,
it was amazing.
Magic. It was perfect. I'm pretty sure I can see in the future part 2. Well, I'm just saying that.
Of course. I mean, it was already written in the stars, but I'm like, with the conversation we had, I'm like, why limit a part 2? I mean, I could see like a story on so many levels, on so many subjects. It's like it could be unfolding forever. So loving this. Yeah. Can't wait to see. One of the things that I will do for sure for the people here that are listening, I'm definitely going to put the link to that reel from like them going into their house for the first time, because it's so beautiful. And I'm going to put all of your information so that people can connect to you. And I can't wait for next time. I'm excited.
Me too.
Oh yes, me too.
Me too. I'm just gonna book it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Mary.
welcome. Thanks a lot.
Love you.